Getcha, getcha,
Getcha.
getcha moving Monday.
I'm Ryan Coleman with the Broward Real Estate Investors Association,
Also known as the Bria MC, coming to you live from the Bria headquarters. Hey guys, it's Get You Moving Monday. We are on location in Margate, Florida, 6850 Southwest 5th Street. This is a property that Carl Sheely of Pierre's Remodeling and Construction, our contractor, but also one of my students, that he did this fire damaged house himself. We finished the rehab. We had the open house already. Anish has already got it listed on the MLS. We're trying to get $389,000 for this property. Now, one of the biggest questions that everybody has when they finish their rehab is, how much am I gonna sell my house for? So we're gonna go inside, we're gonna talk to Carl. We're gonna teach you guys today how to price your next rehab project. What's up, Carl?
How you doing?
How you doing, bud?
All right.
Looking sharp today.
Thanks. I couldn't let Seg 5 do it, you know. We got to be on sport here.
So Seg 5 was another of our students that did a rehab recently. They have matching shirts, and we did the rehab. Carl did the rehab on the project. We did the open house, and he just did an open house in this property. But what I wanted to do is we've got Get You Moving Monday today, and we want to teach them how to price a property. So you want to talk about how we price this property? All right.
Let's do that.
Let's sit down and let's talk about it. So one of the first things, obviously, that we teach our students, and we want to teach you guys today as well, when you're pricing your rehab projects, is the first thing is you're looking at the neighborhood. We're looking at the other houses. So tell them just a little bit about your research and what you found out about the houses in the immediate area.
The immediate area is bringing somewhere around $175 a square foot, and they're not all fixed up.
Right.
This area here is we're lucky on this particular one, we have a cul-de-sac and a cul-de-sac. But in the immediate neighborhood, we have a pretty wide range of things going on.
Right. And Carl said one key factor is that he said that they're not all fixed up. Well, he knows that because when you research your comps to price your rehab, you gotta look at the interior, guys. It might look gorgeous on the outside, but you can put lipstick on a pig.
Right.
You know? So you gotta know what the interiors look like.
I went to Zillow.
Okay.
Looked at some interiors of what's going on.
And we only use Zillow for pictures.
Right. We have one, it's not on this particular block, but it's only one block over.
Okay.
It's on Curry Circle.
Okay.
They sold for $340.
All right.
And they don't have a new roof, they don't have the impact windows, they're not on the water.
Right.
And they don't have a pool.
Okay.
This particular project that I'm working right now that is an exception in most cases.
Right.
Very seldom we get a yard of this size.
Right.
That also has the in-ground pool and the waterfront property. I mean, this is, short of being on the ocean, this is an exception to the rule.
Absolutely. So you have to take all those things into consideration, but the other key factors that Carl's pointing out is brand new windows, brand new roof, AC. These are things that your homeowner is not going to have to do once they move in. So we're not just talking about the appraisal of the property, we're talking about the end buyers and the value that they're getting. You have to make sure that your buyers, especially when you're doing your open house, that they understand the value that they're getting.
Well, here's what we've learned that over our time here is when the husband gets out, he's going to look at two things. Is his family going to be safe and secure? There's a brand new impact windows and doors throughout and a brand new roof.
Right.
A dimensional roof at that. The dimensional shingles is 130 miles an hour, where the recap is only 65 miles. So basically a category 3 and you still wouldn't have to do nothing at all.
Good.
Shouldn't even lose a shingle.
Right.
So the gentleman's going to be sold
on that
right off the bat. Then once you walk around the lot, I don't know what's not
gorgeous backyard. You see the kitchen, the master bathroom.
Well, when the wife comes in and she starts looking around, you know, her thing is, honey, you know, I like to cook. The kitchen's to die for.
And that's what's going to sell them on that. So when pricing this property, how many square feet are on this property?
2,182 square feet.
Okay, so 2,182. So one of the things that Carl did is that we have another rehab project that we completed with Harry and Victoria Diamond. And how far is that house from here?
It's less than 3 miles.
Okay.
And it's in Margate. It's on Northwest 8th Court.
Okay.
They have 1,800 square foot.
Right.
They do not have a new roof. They do not have impact windows and doors. They do not have the pool. nor do they have the waterfront.
Right.
And their backyard is about the size of the pool.
Now, what's important about that information is that, like Carl said, it's less than 3 miles, but it is outside of the half mile for us looking at comps, and it's outside of the mile, which is what an appraiser will use.
Yes.
But the important thing is when you're pricing the properties that, like I said, you're looking at 2 things. We're looking at the appraised value of what it's going to appraise at, but we're also looking at the value of the property because we are sometimes able, especially with a property like this, to get over the appraised value.
Yeah.
Because with this backyard, and with this kitchen, and with this open space and floor plan and everything else, we can basically look at our conventional buyers and say, look, it may only appraise for $360, but at the price that we're selling it, let's say we get it locked up in contract for $380. Our price is $389. We'd love to get $389, but we always put that up to that point where we're looking at that wiggle room. We have a little bit of wiggle room there. We're not going to tell them the true price that Carl wants for the property, but let's say that they said, okay, we give you $380 for it. That just means that if it appraised at $360, the buyers would have to come out of pocket $20,000 and seeing the value of the property. So that's the other thing that we take a look at. And then as far as the immediate houses here, what kind of pricing in the half mile are they selling?
The neighbor right next door
Okay.
is asking $325. She's on the market right now for $325.
Okay.
She does not have a new roof. She does not have a new kitchen. She does have new AC.
Okay.
They just put that in.
But that's not much.
But that's not, she doesn't have a pool. She doesn't have a river. She doesn't have the size of the lot.
Right. So making that first comparison right there is saying, okay, the neighbor literally right next door is at $325,000. Do you know the square footage on her property?
She's almost the same exact.
Okay.
She's got a 4-bedroom, 2-car garage.
Right.
It's the same model, just flipped.
Right. And believe me, if Carl sat here and went through the numbers of what it would cost to put in the impact windows, to put in a pool, to put it on a new roof, and all the things that property doesn't have, she'd be well over $389,000.
She'd have to be in the mid 400s.
Yeah, just to make any kind of profit. So that's what we looked at too. And any other properties within the square mile or a half mile?
Not well. Actually, Curry Circle is within our half mile.
Okay.
It's literally just the other side of the block.
Okay.
Of the next block.
Right.
And they sold for $340.
Okay.
And they don't have the impact windows and doors. They don't have a new roof. They did have a swimming pool.
Okay.
They did not have the lot size nor the river.
Right.
So they were a little bit more, but at $340, I like their number at $340 because it helped my number be very, very reasonable at $380.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The 1,800 square foot that our other students are selling, they have it under contract right now for $319, which was $177.22 a square foot.
Okay.
We're asking $178.27, $1.05 more a square foot.
Okay.
With all the extra amenities.
Right.
Here, all you have to do is bring your toothbrush and move in.
There you go. And $1 square foot is negligible. So, so when you're looking at, you get your first rehab done, and you're looking at pricing that out. The first and foremost thing that we do is we look within a half mile. We look at properties sold. People bring us properties all the time and say, oh, this property is listed for this property is listed for that. We don't care what it's listed for. We want to know what it's sold, because the appraiser that's going to come in here to appraise this property when we get this locked up in contract for our new buyer, that's the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to scrub the public record. They're going to look within a half mile within this subdivision. They're going to see properties that are comparable square footage. And he's going to have to be making some deductions and things there, because and on an appraisal report, if you have never seen one, you'll see the subject property and then you'll see the other properties. Like we talked about the house that didn't have a pool, and if a house has a pool, the appraiser has to make that adjustment.
Yeah.
So he's going to be making quite a few adjustments on here because of the brand new windows, just the fact that the house is basically a brand new house from the ground up with the pool and the oversized lot. So we look at a half mile within the same subdivision, what properties have sold, and then we do also look at other properties within the area to kind of get a feel of buyers in the area, in the Margate area. And then we also do look at active properties as well, because we do want to see when we put our house on the market, what are we competing against? If Carl had a house right across the street that was basically all redone just like his, and it was being listed for $369, that would have been some problem for us. We would have been able to profile the exercise lot and everything, but at the end of the day, you know, the oversized lot isn't necessarily going to allow us to sell for, you know, $20,000 more than a comparable house right across the street. It's going to bring in more buyers, it's going to attract more people. It will potentially get us a higher value for the property, but that's going to be in the opinion of the end buyers.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to look at those three different categories of comparable properties when you price your property. And, you know, Carl's not exactly, you know, in a hurry either. You know, he did a lot of work on how long did this project take?
Well, I've been in the property since May, but
Okay.
I have a little different situation than most of our students do.
Right.
Most of our students have to come in here and get in and get out.
Right.
This particular, I was able to work, and then we had a hurricane during that time.
Right. I mean, guys, this was a fire-damaged house that had just an overgrown lot and everything else. So it's been a lot of hard work that Carl's been putting into this. But because it's his own project, and as an investor, you know, he's saying to himself, listen, I want to get top dollar for this house. I don't need to sell it the first week necessarily. I mean, obviously you want to sell it and move on to, you know, to your next project. But again, when you're pricing your properties, if you really need to get rid of that property and you think, you know, $349 is the highest max that you would get for that property, you can put it out there for $339 and you'll sell it like that.
Yeah.
You know, but on this property, like I said, we're probably, you know, shooting just a little bit high on that margin, which we always do. We always go to that next. If we think $379 is a solid price, we'll go to the next.
Well, here's how I found it to work, especially when I'm dealing with all of our bridge. Each job we've done, we've set a new price on the market because we broke the comps.
So we know the markets, guys. We understand the values of properties. We understand of how to analyze our rehab projects, get that price, and we always shoot for a higher price. I mean, why not? Shoot for a little bit higher price than what we think that we're going to get. And we usually, like Carl said, when you say you broke the comps, that means you sold for a higher price per square foot than any other property in the neighborhood. So that's something that we like to do. And if you guys want to talk to Carl and talk about this rehab project, he's going to be at the BREIA meeting, which is going to be this Wednesday. So now I got to do my announcements. So now you know what time it is. Announcements. So like I said, you can meet Carl Sheely this week, this Wednesday at the BREIA meeting. But first, tomorrow, Tuesday, at the Miami Pullman Hotel is our Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association meeting. Doors open at 6 o'clock. We have Sharif Medawar. Now, this guy is an international investor and educator, and he's going to be telling you, teaching you how to not only raise money to do your own hedge fund, but how to flip properties and even do assignments of contracts to hedge funds as well. So commercial properties, commercial real estate. So if you guys want to hear and learn about how to get into the commercial market, how to deal with hedge funds, how to flip properties in the commercial market, then you guys need to come to the Miami Pullman Hotel, 6 o'clock. That's tomorrow, March the 6th. And then on March 7th, Carl will be with us at the Broward meeting. That's going to be at the Signature Grant in Davie, Florida. Doors open at 5:30. We'll have our networking like we always do, and our food in the cash bar. And then, of course, at 7 o'clock is our main event, and we will have Sharif Medawar again speaking on commercial real estate and how to get involved in hedge fund investing. So you're not going to want to miss either of those meetings. All right. Well, listen, Carl, I really appreciate the time today. Thanks for joining all of us on Get You Moving Mondays. We tell you guys, listen, every time he walks us at a boot camp or Platinum Bus Tours, he takes us out into the field and shows us properties. I always learn something, and I learned a little bit of something today also, even about pricing the property, because we talked about a few different aspects on what the costs and things are in the property, which we can't exactly share that information with you guys today because the man's still trying to sell the house. But anyways, we appreciate him joining us. Appreciate you guys joining us. Continued support that you guys give us is always appreciated. Make sure that you make it to one of our meetings this week. Follow us on YouTube, the Broward Real Estate Investors Association, for more upcoming episodes where we try to teach you guys, give you guys some value in real estate investing. So I'm Ryan Kuhlman. I'm the president of the Broward and the Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association. Carl Sheely of Piers Remodeling and Construction. And we'll see you at the next meeting. And until that time, remember, every day is a new opportunity for your success.